Hey Eagle Nation, thanks for joining us for our last episode of the regular season. This is Sports Talk with the Georgian, your number one spot for pregame chit chat. I'm Jannah Bolds.
And I'm Kevin Gregan. This weekend we're going to talk about the huge matchup between the Georgia Southern Eagles and the University of Georgia Bulldogs. The two teams have actually locked up at least a share of their respective conference titles, so it's going to be an interesting game for the actual rivalry between the two teams. The two teams have played each other since 2000, every 4 years, and right now Georgia holds the series lead 4-0, but it should be a good game regardless, especially with Monken coming in. It's his first time actually playing against Bulldogs. What do you think about the Georgia Southern offense? How are they going to do over there at Sanford Stadium?
Well, the GSU offense has been looking pretty good. They're ranked number 1 in the FCS in rushing, and that's a pretty good title, saying that they are a rushing offense. It's led their triple option, their famous triple option, is run by quarterback Jerick McKinnon and is backed by Dominique Swope, who's the running back. Swope is coming off of a pretty strong game against last week against Howard University, and he was missing for 2 games prior to that due to a concussion issue. But hopefully Swope won't get any more concussions, because if he gets one more concussion, he's out for the rest of the season. So that's pretty much it for Swope. The Eagles will actually try to limit their turnovers because they know that the Bulldogs will capitalize on their turnovers, and they could potentially turn into some scoring for the Bulldogs and run up the score on the Eagles, which they don't want. So how do you think the UGA defense will protect against the Georgia Southern offense, Kevin?
Okay, well, the UGA defense is certainly going to look to create those turnovers. They're led by an All-American outside linebacker, junior Jarvis Jones, who has been a beast on the season. He has 17 tackles for loss, 10.5 sacks, and 56 tackles, which is pretty good. However, it is going to have to be he also forced 5 fumbles this season. Okay. So he's good at creating turnovers, but he's also, helped out by his teammates, Alec Ogletree and Sean Williams. So UGA will look to create those turnovers, and they're going to look to rely on their prior experience with the triple option. Every year they face Georgia Tech, and coached by Paul Johnson, a former GSU great coach. And, they have an experience against his triple option, which Monken also, runs. So, it's going to look like a good time, a good chance for the UGA defense to prepare for Georgia Tech next week. They're going to, once they kind of get the Eagle offense off the field, how do you think the UGA offense is going to do?
The UGA offense is looking pretty good, especially with their famous quarterback, Aaron Murray. Murray has been outstanding in his passing game. He averages over 250 passing yards per game. And he has about 2,600 on the season. So that is a tremendous amount of passing yards, compared to what the GSU Eagles are used to. They're just now getting comfortable in their passing game. So, Aaron Murray has a lot more experience with that. He looks to pass most of the time. He actually has -40 rushing yards, which means he gets sacked a lot. So he's not too good at that. And he has 24 passing touchdowns. So what other options do they have on offense?
Well, he's certainly going to look to throw to his favorite receiver, Tavares King, who this season has been tearing it up for the Bulldogs. He has 7 touchdowns and, 624 receiving yards on the year. But aside from the passing game, the UGA is also going to want to run the ball and keep the ball out of the GSU hands. And so they've got their 2 freshman running backs, Todd Gurley and Keith Marshall. Combined, they've put forth a pretty good rushing offense for the Bulldogs. Combined, they've got 17 rushing touchdowns and over 1,500 yards rushing. So that's one thing that UGA is going to look to do. Once they get a lead, they're probably just going to run the ball a lot. And that's going to be important for the GSU defense. What are they going to have to do?
Well, in order for the GSU defense to stop those two running backs who are actually freshmen, it's amazing how these two freshmen are doing on UGA side. But the GSU defense is going to have to continue to do what they're doing now. They're going to have to stop those two freshmen. Also, get to Aaron Murray in the backfield, because if they shake Aaron Murray up, he can definitely make some mistakes. Example, last game against Florida, UGA, Aaron Murray was tripped up a lot, and he really couldn't convert as much, So the GSU defense is unsure about senior Brent Russell coming back because of his, prior struggles. But it would be a shame that he would miss this game, because he missed the last game 4 years ago against the Bulldogs because of an injury. He was a freshman then, and, it would just be a shame that he couldn't get this opportunity to finish off his Eagle season.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, another thing the Eagles are going to want to do is, after, assuming they do stop the run, they're going to need to worry about the passing game of the UGA Bulldogs. So far this season, the Eagles have given up some big games to some big receivers. Aaron Millette from Elon had a great game against the Eagles, and then also the receiver from Appalachian State had a great game 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
So that's going to be a big key to the game, is how the GSU defense plays as a whole against UGA.
Speaking of a little bit more of GSU defense, I talked to senior safety J.J. Wilcox the other day at practice, and I asked him if he was going to be switching around in his position, and he said no, that he was going to stay at safety because he knows how crucial it is to protect that backfield, especially with Aaron Murray. And that cannon he's got on his arm. So we can look for Wilcox to protect the backfield as much as possible this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if UGA actually comes out with a passing attack early, and then they try to bring it home with the running game. We'll see how the defensive line of the Eagles adjusts to how the Bulldogs come out of the gates.
Right. All right, you guys, that's all for all the technical stuff. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the weather forecast with Anthony Saylor in the Athens area. Stay tuned. Hey, Eagle fans, we're back, and I'm sitting here with Anthony Saylor, who has our weekend forecast.
Yeah, we're going to have some fair weather out there on Saturday in Athens. Let's take a look at our tailgate forecast. We'll start off the morning with the temperature being in the lower 40s, then by 10 o'clock, moving up to the upper 40s. As the morning goes on, the chance for showers go up to 10%, and the temperature will begin to move in the mid-50s. And by the afternoon, expect those temperatures to be in the upper 50s with mostly sunny skies for the entire tailgate. Now let's check out the game forecast. At kickoff, it will be mostly sunny with the temperature at 60 degrees. At halftime, temperatures should be in the lower 60s still with mostly sunny skies. And at the end of the games, temperatures should still be in the lower 60s and still with mostly sunny skies. So a little clouds out there, but it's going to be a pretty good day.
All righty then. All right, you guys, that's it for this week's episode. I'm Jannah Bowles for Kevin Gregan.
And I'm Anthony Saylor.
We'll see you next week.